What's going on, everybody? Geek Room Life here, and I'm going to go over some questions that I get asked at church events, at family reunions, at any convention I go to, whether it's a horror convention, a sci-fi convention, a Doctor Who convention, which I'm not a big fan of. I've been to one just to been to one. Sci-fi, horror, I've said that. Comic-Cons, toy shows, Magic the Gathering, GPs, and all kinds of events like that. And these are questions that always come up, and they're always asked. Family reunions is another big thing that we're going to mention too. And I guess geek culture, since geek's cool now. Back when I was growing up, geek wasn't cool. You was a dork, you was a loser, you were going to live in your parents' basement. So anyway, here's questions that I always get asked and still get asked to this day. The first one, I'm just going to throw it out there, because I'm not a fan of this question, is who do you think would win, Goku or Superman? Well, first off, not to offend anybody, I've seen part of one Superman movie, and I think I don't even know the actor that played, it might have been one of the new ones with Batman in it. That means I've got nothing against DC or Superman or anything like that. I just don't know nothing about it. I grew up, my age was when we got home, we watched Toonami. Everybody loved Toonami, and Dragon Ball Z was a big hit. You remember coming home, getting ready for Goku to pummel Frieza, and you start over from the arrival of Raditz. I know y'all remember that if y'all know and watch these videos. So anyway, I'd assume Goku could win by the time he's at, Ultra Instinct now. But again, I don't know, and when that comes up, I avoid it like the plague. I don't even talk about it. When I listen to people talk about it, I've seen someone literally get over into a fist fight at one of my local card shops. The second question I get asked, why do you love these horrible devil things? And first off, when I was a kid, I loved Godzilla. Well, I still do. I mean, look what the picture's pointing at. And Godzilla vs. Megalon was at every video store. It was probably the #1 Godzilla movie VHS cover that had 50 million gazillion VHS covers, and I honestly owned 12 copies growing up. Me and my cousin used to stay up to past midnight, watch them, and we loved them. This was before Michael Myers, Jason, I saw any of them, so I was straight up Godzilla. And my aunt told me that I was going to grow up to be a serial killer if I watched Godzilla. Lord knows what I watch now, what you think. So, it's entertainment. I mean, the real horror is if you turn on the news. I love this type of stuff. I notice as I'm getting older, there's a lot of hardcore gore stuff that I did watch that I don't watch anymore. Not to say that, I don't fast forward it if it's on TV, or, I'm at a friend's house and we're watching it. I don't tell them, hey, turn that off. I've caught myself not like watching extreme stuff like Hostel and Saw, some of the later series. I think the first 3 Saws are really good. And that's not me being a pansy or anything like that. It may be me just not into it no more, might be getting older. I don't think having a kid has anything to do with it. But no, I think horror is fine. You like what you like, and it's a hobby if you collect the stuff. Like I get asked all the time, why do you want to look at Jason and Jaws? And if you've seen my man cave before, you know what I'm about. Why do you want to look at that? And it is just a hobby. It brings me back. Nostalgia is great. And I'll come back to that in a second. Question 3. Don't you get tired of listening to heavy metal? Because since you're a horror head, that question drives me crazy. I get so tired when I jump in the car with someone and I'm listening to Mozart, an anime soundtrack. I listen to Adele, oldie goldies, the Big Bopper, and the Shondells, the Temptations. Half of y'all watching me right now might not even know who those are. And Dad was a metalhead, Ozzy. I mean, my name is, I'm not going to mention my name, but I'm named after Alice Cooper pretty much. And there you go. That was it. Dad got me into Ozzy and stuff like that. And then I moved on, and my grandma got me into oldie goldies back when, we even went to the oldie goldies concerts. I can remember I can't remember their names, but it was a great oldie goldies concert. So I love all types of music, and I hate being stereotyped like that, pigeonholed, whatever the word you were looking for is. And when I did grow up on my own, I found stuff like Slipknot and Black Dahlia Murder and stuff like that. And I'll still listen to it, and I found rap on my own. And I listen to everything. So when you ride with me, the conventions is one of the big things. Everyone's like, oh man, turn on some Behemoth or Lamb of God for 4 hours straight. If I had to listen to metal for 4 hours straight, I would blow my brains out. While I love those bands, gotta have some smooth listening sometimes. Here's another one that ties back into 3, but not as personal as just horror things. Why are you an adult that collects toys? Because I want to, for most and mentionable. It's the only thing I really need to mention, right? But no, again, why do you blow your money on this stuff? Why are you an adult that collects toys? Nostalgia is a big key, like the Godzilla's in front of you. I'm looking while I'm recording this and can remember the time I seen each of these Godzillas in action. I can remember seeing Mothra and Ghidorah as a kid. I can remember seeing the Heisei movies. There was a comic shop in my mall that sold bootleg VHSs, and half the time they didn't have subtitles. I watched Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla probably 20 times before I even knew what was happening, just to watch the Godzilla and everything. It was amazing. So I can look at these Godzillas right now, and every one of them I can remember exactly where I was. Dragon Ball Z figures, I can remember school, and sometimes it's not a good memory I remember, but I just remember some days coming home from school and having a bad day. Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan, whoop Frieza's butt, and there you go. Start right back at the beginning of the Namek saga. Or Goku's beating up Captain Ginyu. And those memories are great. As a kid, I hated them, but those memories are so great. Excuse me. And then you go over, why do you collect horror? Why do you want to see violence? And I don't think I have anything overly gory or violent in my room, and if I did, oh well. But again, it takes you back. The prime one, Pennywise, I stare at it probably an hour each day because it reminds me that when I read the It book, I was halfway done with the It book when I actually seen the Tim Curry It. And again, I've mentioned this before, the Pennywise in the remakes look so much better compared to the Tim Curry. Tim Curry is pure nostalgia, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love the Tim Curry movies, and I love the soundtrack. The TV soundtrack to It was better than the movie soundtrack. But anyway, it's nostalgia. I remember where I was when I saw them, and I remember being scared, that fear. I don't like it. I'm getting older. I don't think about dying, but I don't want to sit around thinking about dying. I don't want to sit around thinking about the president and the next president and what's going to happen, what wars is going to happen. I want to sit around and think about, that's not the fear I want. I want to sit around and think about, oh my God, I remember when Richie and Bill went into Neibolt Street the first time and saw Pennywise as a werewolf. But moving on. And the last thing, I love it. Man, I bet your wife hates this junk. And people that don't even know me the first time be like, oh my God, this dude has got laid before. And that is so funny. Me and my wife share a lot of stuff in here. You've seen my man cave if you have before. She is a big Sam trick-or-treat fan. So everything in here trick-or-treat is hers. We have some snow globes in here that is hers. The Pennywise Pops is mainly hers. And she and my daughter, I don't let my daughter watch these movies because she's too young, but she knows who they are, but she's not scared of them at all because she hasn't seen them. She thinks they're funny. So we sit out here a lot and just hang out, as in the man cave out here, geek room, whatever you call it. It's not my theater room, so there's no TV. We sit out here and I work a lot, stay at home dad work and my computer business and everything and just stuff. I stand out here. So this is like an office. My daughter likes to come out here and play on the floor, and the floor is wide enough half the time, unless I've got shipments in, that she can play and dance and twirl and have a good time. And my wife sits on the couch and we just enjoy family time. Back in the old days, wasn't a room like this called the den or the parlor. So it is a family thing. I will say once in a while my wife gets mad when 4 or 5 orders come off at once and I've got to pay them, and it's a little bit more, but that's the age old argument. It's cliche, it's depicted all the time in movies and TV shows. So I mean, there is some cliche stuff there, but no, my wife loves my collection. We collect together. There's nothing like our anniversary when it comes up is usually when a big horror convention about a week before it comes to my state, or we have to travel, to another state, and that's what we do for our anniversary. So everybody out there, that is one of actually the biggest question I get asked out of all five is, what does your wife think? Wow, I can't believe you're still married. Oh my Lord, you're getting laid and stuff like that. And that is so disgusting. But I will say that it has slowed down, because I honestly think right now it's the year of the geek. I mean, look what's going on with Pokemon and everything else. Nostalgia, going back to being a geek, or whenever you were back to certain times, that's the number one drug right now. And everyone seems to want to be a geek. I think everyone is a geek, come to think of it. I know people that I used to go to high school with, college, big time sports fans, was playing sports, went to college. Now they're coming back and they're buying houses and playing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. And it's so funny, because back in the day, when I would do this stuff, they would make fun of me, but secretly they were doing it and wanted to do it too. So anyway, this is just a random video I thought about, because I keep getting these questions. I had two of these questions arise yesterday when I was talking to a friend who likes my man cave, comes out here, but fully don't understand. Deep down, I think he wants to buy some cool horror stuff, and I'm not going to mention any names, but he doesn't. And so he always kind of, man, why are you spending your money on this and blah, blah, blah. We're deep down on his hobbies, and I'm not going to mention his hobbies. He spends a lot of money. So anyway, guys, this is Geek Room Life. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later.